Good morning and welcome to Dateline New Haven. WNHH FM, your home for community radio. I'm Paul Bass, inviting you to look behind the headlines on the stories that make New Haven tick. And we got a crowd today in our WNHH studio because Newhallville is making all of New Haven tick this summer, because that is the neighborhood where our One City initiative took flight and is going strong. Just going to remind you, because you don't need a big reminder if you listen to this show, One City is the campaign happening all this summer. We're in the heat of it right now, where 12 neighborhood groups around the city, carved up the city into 12, and every management team there, the people there have gotten together jointly to put on events in every neighborhood every day for 60 days that are family friendly. Some are more for kids, some are more for adults, but they're all family friendly. And we're working together and going to each other's neighborhoods to do stuff every single day of the summer. And we have Kim Harris in the studio today. She's the head of the community management team in Newhallville. She came up with the idea and she made it happen. And she's brought in a whole studio full of people who are making it happen right in Newhallville. We got a bunch of young people, some of whom have been on the show before. We have Spirit Watson, Karina Service, and Anissa Beam. Anissa, did I say it right?
Yes.
Okay. And they sang for us before and told us what they're up to. I believe you're going to be a doctor, right, Anissa, if I had that right?
No.
Oh, what were you going to be again?
I'm gonna have my own daycare.
You said daycare, but you also said something else, didn't you? Didn't you want to?
She wants to.
Oh, she wanted to be the doctor. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Karina. Get that right. Okay. And we also have Tammy Nathan. I'm sorry, we have Lola Nathan and Tammy Nathan from the Seventh Day. Oh, are you related? No.
Sometimes.
Okay. From the Mount Zion Seventh Day Adventist Church? Excuse me?
Oh, Tamara Nathan Oputa. That's
Yes.
right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to tell us about some activities taken in that church, the vegan-friendly religious congregation right there straddling the Hamden, New Haven sides of the Newhallville line. So, folks, tell me what's up. Let's start with you, Kim. Tell me why you brought them in today and how One City is going.
Okay. So I brought my girls in today, my young girls in today, because they are so excited about what's been going on in the neighborhood and throughout the city of New Haven. And I brought Tammy Nathan Oputa in today because my church is really embarking upon some really hot topics, hot things that are happening in the community, and it's some big names coming too. So I really want to get that out to the community. But I'm gonna tell you, Paul, I cannot believe what's been happening this summer.
Tell me about it.
I haven't been here because we've been hopping. That's our new term.
That's what I was hoping. Yep.
We've been hopping all over the city. I mean, my list, look at you can't see it, but my list is very long. And the girls will talk about it a little bit because they had a chance to experience. So I really wanted them to talk about it from an experience and then some real-time things that are going to happen. So here's what happened. We had the Healthy Kids Club, right, girls?
Yes.
How was that?
It was great.
Okay. We did the Middletown Avenue trip where we got a chance to do Public Works, AMR, and the transfer station. How was that trip?
That was kind of good and wow.
Well, Middletown, so that's when you went to the ambulance company.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
also went to where they have the trucks that clean up our streets, whether it's snowy or get the leaves out, right? And the
Yes.
garbage. And you also did you also go to the dump?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about that. Karina, tell me what you saw there that really impressed you.
Something that really impressed me was all the garbage that was there.
What impressed you about the garbage? Just that there's a lot of it that they collect in the city?
Yeah, and that there's a lot of garbage all over the place, so they have to work a lot and really hard.
To make sure that they put it away out of the way and store it and all that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
so the world doesn't suffer from trash all over the place.
That's right. And then, Spirit, what did you see at the garage? Was there anything you noticed when you went to all the trucks and saw everything there? What did you learn?
I learned they take all our trash and they put it in this big pile, and when I went there, it did not smell good.
It did not smell good. How about the place? Let me ask you, Anissa, the place where they have not where they put the garbage, but where they store all the garbage trucks and they put all the snow plows. What did you see there?
I learned how to keep our earth clean, and if you keep the trash all over the place, it's like
all the sea creatures that are in the ocean, they could get like stuck and like
because it's going in the ocean instead of going into the dump, right? Especially those rings, those plastic rings that go around your bottles. Now, you went also to the ambulance agency. Maybe one of the girls can tell me something you saw when you went to AMR, which is where we see the ambulances.
We saw like all the trucks, and like inside the trucks, they had like this big truck, like you can like when they ride in it, they could pick up the people that like need help, and they showed us all the types of trucks and how they help people.
Anybody else want to weigh in on something you saw? Yeah, let's hear from you, sweetie.
When I went in the ambulance, when you're like a sick person who's going to the hospital, they have to strap you up like with a lot of seatbelts. I got to experience that once.
They put you in. They put the seatbelts around you.
Yeah, and you got to like lay on this little bed backwards. So like it's more funner than like when you're staying forward.
As long as you're not like really sick and hurting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now tell me how old you are, girls. Tell me, remind me.
I'm 11 years old.
I just turned 8, and I'm 10.
Okay, so now Kim Harris, you were telling me that these 3 young women have been putting together a club this summer as part of One City. And what's that? Tell me more about that club. Maybe
I'll let them talk about the Healthy Kids Club. And my list is long, Paul, so make sure you give me enough time to talk about the long list of things. But girls, why don't you talk a little bit about what we did at the Healthy Kids Club at the Mount Zion Seventh-day Adventist Church, our VBS.
So we for VBS, so we had the 8 laws of health, and we did 2 by 2 to represent, and the first one was sun and temperance, and the other one Tuesday we did trusting God, and then we had an obstacle course for, and yeah.
Okay. And can you tell me something about what is temperance?
It means that you could control your body, but you have to just control your body. So that's what it means.
Not put bad things in it that are gonna hurt you. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
It's to have self-control.
Pays off down the line, right?
So like an example for self-control is like, say your mom just bought some new cookies and you really, really want it. You would have self-control to either like, say that, like, say your mom says you can't have it until she comes back home, and you need to have self-control to keep yourself from eating the cookies. And some people have self-control to eat the cookies.
All right,
before their mom comes home.
And Miss Kim did this challenge with donuts, and she was talking.
That's a big challenge.
She was talking about you have to eat the proper way and like chew with your food, and like you should do it like, and like we all had powder donuts, and we all ate it. It was by age, and we all had it all over our faces. And like Miss Kim said, does this how you wait to eat food? And everybody was like, no, because you have to chew your food properly, unless if you want it to go down.
Right.
Chew your food from 20 to 30 seconds.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna try to remember that, Miss Harris, too. Miss Kim. Okay. Now you had a club, healthy eating club. How often did it meet? How many people were there?
About like most of our school, and some people that some kids that go to our church.
And how often did this club get together?
Yeah, so let me give some information on it. Yeah, so we had lots of community kids there. We averaged about 35 kids a night that came into the club.
Oh, it was at night?
It was at night. Well, it was from 3:30 to about 5:30 in the afternoon. And you remember John, who was here. He's the one that came up with the idea. He's away at camp. Shouts out to John. And
on his way to running the world at some point.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. And he said he can't wait. He wanted us to Facebook him in somehow today, but we couldn't figure it out with the administration in New York. But the kids, each night they had to talk about 2 concepts of the 8 laws of health. and we tried to do a cooking experience at the end of
That's
each
fun.
night. Yeah. What was probably the most? What do you remember of the cooking experiences? Which one stood out for you all?
The one that stood out for me was the smoothie
Oh.
because we had soy milk with ice with bananas, and there was another one that had soy milk, ice, bananas, and with raisins.
Which one do you like better?
Well, I like the first one.
And you use it in the blender,
Mm-hmm.
because I make my ninja for my wife. I make
Ah.
kale, frozen strawberries, banana, protein powder, vegan protein powder. What else you put in there? Flax seeds, and so that's how we make ours. A banana in there too.
And can you tell the world what was the other one that we took from the garden? Or we did a little experience?
So yesterday we went to the garden and we took some food from the garden.
They took yellow peppers and red
Ooh.
peppers,
Ooh.
and they John's grandma, she cut it up and she gave it to us with a toothpick, and everybody tasted it.
What'd you think of the peppers?
I didn't taste it.
Any thoughts on the peppers there?
Yesterday we had like this like it was like with lettuce on the bottom with like you could put like you can make your own like
Lettuce wrap.
a lettuce wrap, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you could put like vegetables. There was peppers, red peppers, and yellow peppers. There was carrots
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
and
broccoli
cheese
and-
and broccoli, taco blend cheese, and we had mozzarella cheese, and yeah,
You had mozzarella cheese.
and we had
We had salad dressing like honey mustard and
Italian dressing.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds like it was a
Ranch and
good
blue
time,
cheese.
and it tasted good too. All right. And you
And-
listen to that on Dateline New Haven on WNHH, New Haven's home for community radio, 103.5 FM, live streamed at newhavendepend.org. We're talking about Summer in the City, which this summer is One City, the initiative that started in Newhallville, spread to every neighborhood in town, where there are events to do every single day that are family friendly. We're hearing about some of those events with Kim Harris from the management team. We're about to hear from some folks from Mount Zion. But first, Kim, you said you had a long list. I don't want to cut you short. What did you want to make sure to mention?
Cut me short when you need to. Most definitely. We hopped around to Mitchell Library. I'm going to be bringing those librarians in because they need to talk about the things that are happening. The libraries are hot right now. I cannot believe the things that are going on at the libraries. And if you've not been there, people, you need to go.
I know about the pie eating contest with the live music every night.
Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, they are tearing it up over there at Mitchell Library.
At Dixwell, they're doing something with skating, right? Say black people don't
Yes,
skate, which
on
means they
Saturdays they do the skating, but these kids are going to be doing the coding class next month.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so they're going to be doing the coding. And then we went to the Lego Club over at the Wilson Library.
Mm.
it was really fun.
Oh, what'd you do at the Lego Club?
I was gonna build my future backyard.
Ooh, and what's in your future backyard?
Well, I'm gonna have a big playground and a swing and a barbecue.
Ooh, okay. I think I might come hang out if you don't mind.
Let me just finish off this real quick. Now, the other thing that we did, Mr. Paul, we took a trip to Union Station. Spirit, how was the trip to Union Station?
It was fun. We got to like learn about the trains, and we saw the trains. We saw the trains at the Union Station, and we learned like how the trains like which number you need to go. Like the Amtrak trains take you to different states,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where like people go to like different each state. And we learned if you want to go on a train, then there's like these numbers which train you could get on. And
It was good. I also learned some secret nooks and crannies at the
Ooh.
Union Station. Yes, that
Upstairs?
upstairs. That's
Upstairs,
open to
yeah.
the community. You can go and utilize
of
the
it.
space. Yes,
Yeah. They do-
people. Wow, go visit these
They
spaces.
do people caroling and stuff. at
Yeah,
Christmas.
it was beautiful, beautiful. Two major things I want to talk about, Paul. Just two. Like today, I had a team that went out to Hill South, but Sundays on Mondays has been phenomenal. It has absolutely.
And that's where you invite people and their kids. We had an article about in the Independent where you read books to the kids. You eat a sundae on Monday. They have the bookmobile there in Newhallville.
We've been going all around Newhallville, and the numbers have been great. And then the last thing is, last night we did a series, a leadership training.
Oh yeah.
And I'm telling it was happening the same time
as.
Was
this leadership training for participating on management teams?
For leadership in the community. So you could be an organization, a club. It doesn't matter. Lisa Fluker was the facilitator. And I'm telling you, the first night we had 21 people, and then the class was so jam-packed last night that we didn't have room. If you thought your event was full, I mean, we really...
That's great. So all these people want to be community leaders.
Yes, and it was just the knowledge that was... I felt so smart. I felt like I could get my PhD. It's just... The information is just...
A doctor of community.
Amen. It made us smarter about how to handle situations, how to create solutions, how to be a better person in your community. I'm so excited to take those skills, those talents, those tools, the tool set, and really share them with people, because I'm going to become a trainer. We're going to do trainer classes. The things that have been coming out this summer have really been things that have bolstered our community. And I look at it like this. For those that have children, you birth your child, and you have so much hope for your child that you birth. And then when your child does these amazing things, it's far and beyond anything that you could ever even imagine. And that's what One City has been about. It's been about a birth of something, an idea that we took, we developed it, and now all these amazing things are coming out that are helping people to live better.
Well, and we're on Dateline New Haven talking about the One City Summer with Kim Harris and a whole bunch of folks in Newhallville making it happen, young and in prime of life. And you brought two women from the Mount Zion. What's the full name? Mount Zion Seventh-day Adventist Church?
That is correct.
And you're on Dixwell Avenue?
Marlborough Street.
I'm sorry, Marlborough Street.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to get real close to the mic. We have Tammy Nathan Apuda and Lola Nathan here. Oh, you're not here. You're not going to talk. Oh. Okay, so Tammy, why don't you tell us what you're up to?
Okay, Paul, thank you for allowing us to have this opportunity to tell the community what we are doing this Saturday, July 28th, 2018. We're holding an community-wide event themed Mission Impossible. Now, you might wonder, what does that mean?
I do.
Mission Impossible.
But I'm curious. It's a good name.
Yes, with God, all things are possible. This is a community-wide event that we are hosting. We're trying to immerse ourselves more in the Newhallville area, and we're having the United States chaplain coming all the way from D.C., from the Senate in D.C., United States Chaplain Barry Black. He is the keynote speaker, and he will be speaking at 12 o'clock. His title of his sermon is Mission Impossible. He's going to expound upon what our theme is. After that, we have a lot of activities for the community. We're giving books away. We're promoting tutoring. We're promoting a music school that Miss Nathan runs since she's retired. We're giving away diapers. We're giving away canned goods, care packages, and so much more. And on top of that, Paul, we're having hot topics. There's so many issues that we need to address as a people and in the community. And some of those topics are 5 steps to financial freedom, God's way. Religion and prayer in schools. Do we want it? Educational empowerment. We always have to raise the bar. You can't stay status quo. Stop the violence. There's been a lot of violence in the news and in the papers, in our neighborhoods, in our communities. And so we're going to come together to deliberate and think of ways to
that
stop.
That sounds very interesting.
Yes.
What do you think about prayer in schools? Because, you hear two sides now. Some people say we lost the way. We need values. We need to ground it. We need to give people a sense of purpose. Other people say schools need to be separate from organized religion so that people aren't of the same religion, don't get discriminated against, they're left out. What's your feeling on that?
Well, I, being a Christian, am definitely for prayer in the schools. Yes. Now, for people that do not believe in God or do not believe that religion should be mixed in the public school sector or private school sector, they should have that right not to participate. I do believe that people's rights should be respected.
And how about violence? What are your thoughts about, on the one hand, we do have less violence than we used to.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, we still have way too much, right? It's kind of sad. We have some people shot down young in life, and people shouldn't have to live that way. What are your thoughts on that and bringing this question to the community?
Yeah,
this
even
weekend?
if it's just one child, one student, one person, that's one too many.
Mhm.
And I think we need to come together. We need to plan more activities for the youth. I think there should be mandated curfews to keep students and children and youth off of our streets
Mhm.
at a certain time.
And I'm guessing, it sounds like, because I notice it's not just this weekend. Your church does so much stuff. I just noticed, I see your posters at Edge of the Woods and all this kind of stuff, and you come on radio and tell me.
Yes.
I'm wondering, because I notice how the kids grow up in our synagogue where I go, and how that keeps them busy doing good stuff. And
Yes.
that has a lot to do with it, too, doesn't it?
It
Giving
does.
kids just know they're part of a community, that grown-ups care what's happening to them. They have stuff to do that's organized with someone watching them.
Yes, you
And
said
do you
it.
have a lot of children involved in your church?
We have children, we have teenagers, adolescents, and youth. We believe that that's the training ground, and we're teaching our children how to be more community minded. It's a training ground for our youth, how to be leaders in the community.
So, in Seventh-day Adventist, could you give me a little snapshot of what Seventh-day Adventist ritual or philosophy is compared to, let's say, other Christian sects?
Well, I can tell you that we believe in the second coming of Christ. We believe in the health message, and you've heard from the young ladies just a
Right,
few
you're
minutes
starting them
ago.
early with the health club, yeah.
Yes, we're starting early. Train up a child in the way he should go.
And you are vegans, right? Or some of you are. You promote
Some
veganism.
of us are vegans, and some of us are on our way to veganism.
Okay.
And some
But
are
why is that
vegetarians.
seen as an ideal?
The plant-based diet is very, very productive. There were studies done in Loma Linda, California, that people who experienced a vegan diet actually lived longer. There have been studies stating
From your
that-
lips to God's ears, because I've been a vegan since '95, and I'm hoping that
Awesome,
gives
and
me a
you're
couple
still
extra
with us,
years.
Paul.
I haven't died yet, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how does that fit in with religious doctrine or religious practice that can be concerned about health? Why is it important that we treat our bodies like a temple?
Well, our bodies are the temple of God. And in Leviticus, it talks about the different animals that we should stay away from consuming.
Right,
So,
talking about unclean animals.
Unclean meats, yes.
And there's been a lot of
shellfish.
discussion there in Leviticus about why we distinguish between certain animals, because it's hard sometimes in a modern context to understand why, if they have a cloven hoof or not. And one angle I've always heard on it is that the idea is that we distinguish ourselves from animals, that we have a purpose to be here. It involves consciousness. It involves being able to make choices between right and wrong. And that in trying to, that one take on why, well, two takes on why Leviticus has all that scripture about how we eat and what we shouldn't eat is A, we shouldn't be cruel to animals, whether that's because that makes us cruel or what our purpose is in the world, and that we distinguish ourselves and take ownership for the responsibility to do right, to know that we have choice between right and wrong, do right. But I don't know, that's what I hear at my synagogue. What do you hear when you talk about Leviticus at the Seventh-day Adventist?
Well, pretty much the same thing, that we try to definitely promote vegetarian diet and the vegan diet as well. There are people that do consume poultry and beef, but we do believe, well, a lot of people believe that those are unclean meats, even though the Bible doesn't mention them. This day and age, there's so much pollution. You heard about the trash that's being dumped in the
and
waters.
the antibiotics and the way they raise the animals,
the way
cruelly,
the animals are grown.
factory farming. So then there are people who say, because most Jews are not vegetarian. Most look
Oh.
Leviticus and they believe I should be. We have debates about this. The chief rabbi of Israel said you should be vegetarian based on, but other Jews say that when they're telling you what to eat and not eat, they're actually saying eat this kind of meat on Friday night or as a special night. And other people say that was a concession after the flood where God said you're not going to be perfect, so you can eat animals, but there'll be rules. And the idea is that in the garden, Eden, in our idyllic state, we didn't eat animals. It's fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Now, you've actually done events where you promote vegan cooking, am I right? At
Yes.
the church.
We have cooking classes. We're sharing different recipes at this event that we're hosting on July 28th. We're also serving vegan and vegetarian meals to the community. We're having
what's your
taster's choice.
What's your favorite dish that you've learned there?
Oh, there's a plethora of them, Paul, but I think my favorite dish, probably eggplant fritters.
Mm.
And we're
Mm.
having those served this Saturday. So you need to come out. You don't want to miss it, Paul.
Yeah, that does sound like a great event. So remember, that's on Marlborough Street.
Yes, so that's where our church is located, Mount Zion Seventh-day Adventist Church. but the event is in the community. It's at 831 Winchester Avenue, which is the community room of Albertus Magnus.
Okay.
So we'll be using that venue.
All right. So before we leave, Kim, do you want to give us any updates on upcoming events at One City?
Absolutely. So on the 6th, Paul, I hope that you will come to this. Kimberly, who came, she and her sisters, who are out of New York, they're going to be doing a vegan cooking class.
All right.
Over at the Harrison Tucker School. We also have a few more Sundays on Mondays. We have the Learning Corridor Sunday on Monday. And
is that a group bike ride?
The group bike ride is actually
Saturdays.
on the 29th.
Okay.
That's going to be happening Sunday the 29th, the group bike ride.
And where does that start?
It starts on the corner of Shelton, Hazel, and Star.
And what time?
It starts at 9:30.
All right.
And it's biking with the doctors.
Biking with the docs. And
yes.
then what's happening on the Learning Corridor separately on Monday, Tuesday?
This coming Monday, we have the Sundays on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
And Westville I believe, is still doing a few.
Yep, Hi-Fi Pie.
Yes.
Every Monday night, 6:30,
yes.
you get a concert and you eat some pie and
yes.
judge people's homemade pies so they can crown
yes.
a winner.
Oh my goodness! And tonight, the theater group, the Imaginary Theater Group, is going to be at the library, Ives Library.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking our kids over there, so that should be very, very interesting.
So, kids, you're having a fun summer, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm having fun. We're going swimming at John Martinez.
All right, that's right. The pool's open.
Next Thursday, we're going to Lake Capone, so I'm happy because of that.
Mm-hmm. That's great. You should have a fun summer. We work you hard all year at the school. You got to have some fun. Kim, anything else we should mention before we cut out?
Yeah. So, Paul, now I always like to come with something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So today the girls want to know a little bit about you, and we have a little song that we want to do called Bullfrog. Okay.
All right.
So we'll have Spirit lead it off since she's the birthday queen. She just had a birthday.
Happy birthday, Spirit.
That's right. And then you'll follow her lead. We're gonna help you. Okay. So you're gonna say your name and the one thing you like to do. So Spirit, start us off, girls. You ready with your drums and stuff? 5, 6, 7, 8.
My name is Spirit
Bullfrog,
and I like chocolate.
Bullfrog,
and I'm gonna show you
Bullfrog,
how to rock this bullfrog.
Bullfrog.
And first you bake it, make it, and then you raise it, and then you roll it, and then you musasa, what? Musasa, what?
My name
Ms. Paul.
Bullfrog,
And I like tofu.
bullfrog.
and we're gonna show
Yo, you.
Bullfrog, gotta rock this bullfrog. Bullfrog, and first you bake it, and then you raise it, and then you roll it, and then you musasa, what? Musasa, what?
That's what we're leaving you with today, Paul.
I can't think of a better way to leave it. And to remind people, check the One City Initiative. You got that? .org. One City Initiative, or Google it. They got the list of all the events. We still got another month to go, folks. We're just getting started. Almost 1,000 events, including this Saturday starting at noon. You're going to be able to see the chaplain from the Capitol in Washington, D.C. coming to Newhallville on Winchester Avenue.
Amazing, auspicious
And then a whole day of events for kids and for grown-ups. You learn some stuff. You talk about some serious, heavy stuff. You just joke around a little bit, eat some good food. That's going to be this Saturday starting at noon at what number, Winchester Avenue? 731, was it?
831.
I'm sorry, 831.
831. That is correct.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us today. As always, Kim
You're
Harris,
welcome.
the
You're
leader,
welcome.
the best kids
You're
around
welcome.
from Newhallville, Spirit and Karina and Nisa. We had Tammy, Nathan, Apuda here. We didn't get to visit with Lola, but she's one of our favorite people ever in New Haven, the great retired teacher from Davis Street School who is still doing good stuff and can't stop. And I want to thank Yale New Haven Hospital for providing us support for today's program. We're going to take it out with the Afro-Semitic Experience performing I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free.
Shout out to Malikia Jones.
All right.
We're listening. Yeah.
All right, Malikia. And that's from the group CD, A Plea for Peace. We know what it's like to be free. What do we got to remember to do, Kim Harris?
Oh, hey, come on now. We've got to book our ticket.
All right. And then book it here with us all day and all night here at WNHH, New Haven's home for community radio.